quantities of fentanyl and other drugs that are coming across the border. So it just makes sense to have a working relationship there, and we can say that. But if we were to be designated in this new way, I think we would be now crossing that line into territory that would almost be challenging the federal government to really question whether we would still be eligible for some of these grants and some of this funding.
For some people, this is an emotional topic. What do you want them to know, the voters, before they actually cast their vote on the day to figure out if Tucson needs to be a sanctuary city? What should they consider?
I think they need to become as educated as possible on this proposition. I am, I think, about as committed as any police chief in this country, frankly, to working and having a strong, positive relationship with our entire immigrant community. But what we're talking about here is an initiative that, if passed, would really, for example, require federal law enforcement agencies that we really need to work with to keep this community safe, to basically agree that they would not ever be party to any kind of immigration activity in the city of Tucson. And if they didn't sign that kind of MOU, that kind of memorandum of understanding, that would mean we would no longer be able to have any law enforcement operation or activity with those agencies. That, to me, would make all members of this community, would put all of us in a real position of jeopardy, because right now, for example, we work with the FBI very closely on a wide range of serious crimes, missing children cases, including some Isabella Celis case and others that are really have been significant. We would not be able to work with ATF, Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. That's the group that we, the federal agency that really helps us solve a lot of gun crimes and match ballistic evidence to handguns and shooters around the country. We would not be able to work with the U.S. Marshals, who we rely on to help us pick up some of our most wanted felons. I mean, the list goes on and on. These are important relationships, and I think I appreciate how, when you say this is an emotional issue, I get it. It is for me as well. But again, I think this is not the right solution to a complex set of problems, many of which are at, frankly, a state and national level well above Tucson. What it would do is it would put Tucson residents, I think, in real public safety jeopardy, and it also brings more attention to Tucson in a way that will probably invite, based on what's happened in other states, a more draconian approach from the state to immigration issues. So, I'm not here to tell anybody how to vote. People will have to make their own minds up about that. But this is a complex enough initiative that it's really worth people taking some time to learn as much as possible about it before they cast their vote.
Okay, Chief Magnus, thank you.
Thank you.
That's all for now. Thanks for joining us. To get in touch, visit us on social media or send an email to arizona360@azpm.org.